Hello everyone. Good everyone and welcome to Math Marathon class. Today we want to look at inequalities. One of course, in mathematics we have equality. That is, when we compare two things that are strictly equal, we say that one is equal to the other. But then there are scenarios when one thing is not strictly equal to the other. So how do we compare something like that? That is where inequality comes in. So by definition, inequality is a relationship used to compare two numbers or two expressions that are not strictly equal. It uses symbols like greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to show that one thing is not equal to the other or one number is not equal to the other. Now to start with, we are going to start with the symbols of inequality. So now, like I said, we are starting with the symbols of inequalities. Now the very first one is this, which we call greater than. And then we have another one, something like this, which we call greater than or equal to. Greater than or equal to. And then we have another one, which is this. This is what we call less than. And this, which we call less than or equal to. So number 4, we have something like this, which we call less than or equal to. You might also have this with this symbol. This is called not greater than. Not greater than. And then the last one, this with this sign, which is not less than. So of course, the main aim of this class is not to list all these symbols, but to show you how to solve inequalities. And then the rules that apply when solving inequalities. Because of course, some rules that do not apply when we are solving expressions that are equal, when we are using equality sign. It's not the same when we are using inequality. So let's look at one or two examples to illustrate what I'm saying. Okay, let's look at these examples. It says solve the following inequalities, and then the first one is 2x minus 3 is less than 7. So we have 2x minus 3 is less than 7. So the first thing to do is to add 3 to both sides, which I don't need to write. So when you add 3 to both sides, you have 2x. Of course, minus 3 plus 3 is gone. It's less than 7 plus 3. And this will give us 2x is less than 10. And then you divide both sides by 2. X is less than 10 divided by 2. That is x is less than what? 5. And this is the first one. The second one says 3x minus 5 is less than 5x minus what? 3. Now you collect like terms. You move minus 5 to the other side, while you bring plus 5 to this side. And of course, when you are moving minus 5 to the other side, it changes to plus. And when you are moving this one, which is plus 5x to this side, it changes to minus. So we have, when we collect like terms, we have 3x minus 5x is less than minus 3 plus 5. And from here we have that 3x minus 5x is minus 2x is less than 2. Now this is where, like I said before, there are some rules that guide the use of inequality. For instance, if you are dividing with anything that has minus, the sign changes. So if you are dividing 2 by minus 2, this thing won't be less than. It will now turn to greater than. So this will be equal to divide both sides by minus 2. We have that x will be greater than 2 divided by minus 2. And of course, x is greater than what? Minus 1. Notice we divided with minus 2. So that's why the sign changes from less than to greater than. Now, number 3. Number 3 says 5x plus 7. 5x plus 7 is less than or equal to. This one we're using everything less than. It's the same thing if we're using greater than also. 6 into x plus 3. Now the first step is to open the bracket. So we would have 5x plus 7 is less than or equal to 6 times x, 6x, 6 times 3 plus what? 18. Right? So we collect like terms. So we bring this one this side, when we take this one to the other side. When we collect like terms, we have that 5x minus 6x. Remember, if it's crossing the other side, it becomes minus. Is less than or equal to 18 minus what? 7. And this will give us that x is less than minus x is less than or equal to 18 minus 7 is what? 11. Or we cannot leave this x with minus, so you have to divide through with minus sign. And what we do, we have that x is now greater than or equal to what? Minus 11. That same rule will apply. If you are dividing with minus, you change the sign. This is what it was. Minus x is less than or equal to 11. Or when you divide both sides with minus, you have that x is greater than or equal to minus 11. Now number 3 says 2 over 3 minus 3x is less than or equal to 2 into 1 minus x. So the first thing to do is to open the bracket. So we have 2 over 3 minus 3x is less than or equal to 2 times 1 is 2 minus 2x. Now to eliminate this 3 under 2, you multiply through with 3. Multiply both sides by 3. That means 3 will multiply 2 over 3 minus 3x is less than or equal to. That 3 will still multiply 2 minus 2x. This is what I'm saying. Multiply both sides or multiply through. The best thing to do is multiply through with 3. So of course, notice that this one we have 2. Because this 3 we cancel this 2. We have 2 minus 3 times 3x, 9x is less than or equal to 3 times 2, 6 minus 6x. Right? Now you collect like terms. Bring this one this side, while you take this one to the other side. So we have that minus 9x plus 6x is less than or equal to 6 minus 2. From here we have that minus 3x is less than or equal to 6 minus 2 is what? 4. And now, like I said, if you're dividing with minus anything, the sign will change. So if you're dividing, we want to divide through, both sides by minus 3. And what we do, we have that x is greater than or equal to 4 over minus 3. That is x is greater than or equal to minus 3 and 4 will give us one whole number, 1 over 3. So this is the final answer. So solving this sometimes is not a problem. The problem is representing it on a number line. And that is what we are going to look at in the next class, how to represent these inequalities on a number line. And after that, we look at graphing it, graph of inequalities, because those areas are the areas that I know some students find difficult to do. But it's very simple, it's very easy. To represent it on a number line is very easy. To draw the graph is also very easy. So thank you for staying tuned and try to subscribe to our channel. God bless you.